ओम आपाताళనభస్తనాంత భువన బ్రహ్మాండమావిస్ఫురత్ ज्योतिस्फाटिकलिंगमौलि विलसत्पूर्णेन्दुवान्तामृतैः हस्तोकाप्लुतमेकमीशमनिशं रुद्रानुवाकाञ्चपन् ध्याये दीप्सितसिद्धये ध्रुवपदं विप्रोभिषिञ्चे शिवम् ब्रह्माण्डव्याप्तदेहाभसितहिमरुचा भासमाना भुजङ्गैः कंठे कालाकपर्दा कलितशशिकला चण्डकोदण्डहस्ताः त्रक्षा रुद्राक्षमाला सुललितवपुषा शाम्भवा मूर्तिभेदाः रुद्रा श्रीरुद्रसूक्तप्रकटितविभवाः नः प्रयच्छन्तु सौख्यम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय, ॐ नमः शिवाय। हरिः ओम् everybody. We are doing Sri Rudram. So far we have finished 8 Anuvakas. This one has 11 Anuvakas of Namakam, 11 Anuvaka of Chamakam. So we are doing Namakam. Today we are going to do 9th Anuvakam. Anuvakam means sections. 9th section we are going to chant first. Then we will see the Bhashyam, means commentary, elaboration. So let us chant together. Nama irinyaya cha prapadhyaya cha, namah kigamshilaaya cha kshayanaya cha, namah kapardine cha pulastaye cha, namo goshtyaya cha gruhyaya cha, namastalpyaya cha gehyaya cha, namah kartyaya cha gahvareshtaya cha, namo hradayaya cha niveshtyaya cha, namah pagumsavyaya cha rajasyaya cha, नमः सुष्ट्याय च हरित्याय च, नमो लोप्याय चोलप्याय च, नमः ऊर्व्याय च सूर्म्याय च, नमः पर्ण्याय च पर्णशज्याय च, नमो पगुरमाणाय चाभिघ्नते च, नमः आखिदते च प्रखिदते च, नमो वक्किरिकेभ्यो देवानागं हृदयेभ्यो, नमो विक्षीणकेभ्यो, नमो विचिन्वत्केभ्यो, नम आनिर्हतेभ्यो, नम आमीवत्केभ्यः। ओम नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्रयंबकाय त्रिपुरांतकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकंठाय मृत्युंजयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, Om Namah Shivaya. Okay, now we finished chanting 9th Anuvakam, means like I said 9th section. So we are going to enter into first mantram. All of them are mantras. This is directly coming from Vedam. So this is what they are called Yajussu. Ruk and Yajus, both parts are there in mantras in Vedas. We are seeing from 2nd Anuvakam onwards Yajussu. And now this is Anyatara Namaskaram, means one Namaskaram is only once it comes. So this is how it goes. 2nd to 9, 2nd to almost 11, they are all the same kind of thought process we are seeing. Rudra Bhagavan is in everything, in everybody, in the whole world. Whatever we see, this manifested world, everything is nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. Whether it is Ghora, Aghora, both of them we are seeing. Ghora means difficult situations or difficult things, anything ferocious. Aghora means peaceful, Shantam, calm, serenity, all of them together. Both are Shiva. There is no good or bad in God's vision. Everything is same. So that is what we are seeing now. Let us enter into first mantram. This one has 19 Yajussu. 19, 19. Okay. First one. Nama irinyaya cha prapadhyaya cha. Namaha means salutations or prostrations unto him, unto Rudra Bhagavan. Two are given, two qualifications are given. Irinyaya cha, namaha irinyaya, namaha prapadhyaya. Irinyaya means like Saviti Nela, we call in Telugu, means Edari, the deserts where nothing grows. Everything is like no water, no plants, no vegetation. That is called Irinya. Here we are going to see like opposites. Some of them are opposites. Some of them are extreme also. This is how this Anuvakam goes. The thought is really going deeper now. That's what we are going to see. If deserts, Irinyaya. So means where nothing goes. See, actually 5 places are mentioned according to our scriptures. One is Jalamayam, where water is, and Parvatam, where mountains are. Vruksha means where forests or trees are there, and Irinya means these deserts. And then Dhanyanamu means where the vegetation, all the grains and everything, all of them. Irinyaya means this is according to scriptures, it is called Upalakshana Nyayam. Means only one is mentioned. Means all of them are mentioned. We saw that Irinyaya, Girishayacha, Girishantayacha, all of them. So now only we should not think only in deserts. Everywhere Shiva Bhagavan is there. That is the thought process we need to develop. Now, Irinyaya we have seen. Now, Prapadhyayacha. Prapadhya means Prakrishtena Padhi. Padhi means Margam, means path. Before deserts, now whatever people walk through that path, let us say, for example, if we are in the forest, if we are lost, or let us say not about forest, even hiking, if we go, we are lost. If we see a small path, when people are walking, if we see that, we say, Ammaya, I know. At least people are walked in this way. If I follow this, I can go reach my other shore or my destination. Don't we feel relaxed or feel happy? In the same way, nice paths also, Bhagavan Rudra, or whatever people are, Mahatmas are walking according to spiritual meaning, we are seeing all the paths leading to Bhagavan. Whatever paths Mahatmas walked, that is Prapadhyaya. So many paths are given in our scriptures. Bhakti Yogam, devotional path, Karma Yogam, means through actions, how to reach our goal. And then Jnana Yogam, through knowledge, how to reach the path. And then so many like Jnana Yogam, through meditation. All of them are paths are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. That is Prapadhyayacha. And now we saw the Adhyatmika meaning means spiritual meaning and common meaning, both of them. Spiritual meaning helps us for seekers like us. And then whatever we see, manifested world we see. That's what also we are seeing. And now second one, Namak Kigamshina Yacha Kshayana Yacha. Namaha means prostrations or salutations unto him, unto whom Kigam Shilayacha. This one is a Vedic terminology. Gum, they use the word, but actually Kim Shilayacha. And then Kshayanayacha, both qualities are given. Now let us see Kim Shilayacha means small pebbles, small rocks, we call pebbles. In that also, Rudra Bhagavan is there. Even when we are walking, we see them, pebbles. Even in the beaches also, we see them. In the ocean front. So that's what Kigum Shilayacha means. And then Kshayanayacha means wherever people can live, the living places. Like let us say Kshayanaya means whatever is perishable, all let us say weeds and the pebbles, and then all of them perishes, then only we will be able to live. Perishes means whenever we take them out, then we can cultivate, then we can live in that place. So that is what Kshayanayacha means. Both meaning we can take all the perishable nature, and then whoever can, wherever people can live. In deserts, people cannot live. That place also, Bhagavan Rudra is there. And then this one, wherever the even earth, even place, that's where Shiva Bhagavan is there. Both places. Let us say for our examples, in our experiences also, pebbles means some experiences or situations can be very rocky or very thorn, very negative or very harmful or very poking, like how the rocks poke us when we walk bare feet. In the same way, some experiences are like that. So those also, if we think about Rudra Bhagavan, he will make conducive. And then whatever is nothing cheta means in physical, mental, and intellectual level, wrong thoughts and wrong deeds and wrong tendencies should go away. Then we can cultivate all these yogas, bhakti yogam, devotion for God, or karma yogam means nishkama karma yogam, not expecting anything from the world or people. Then we can cultivate and develop. Then we can live happily with ourselves. This is not for the others. Spirituality is for ourselves. We are seeing from the beginning. Spiritual path is everybody's individual choice and everybody its own path. You cannot help anybody. Only thing you can share the knowledge or resources, but everybody has to help themselves. So then it becomes even we can live with ourselves. Not only outside, we can enjoy with our own company. So that is what the spiritual meaning. We are seeing wherever is applicable, we are seeing both the meanings. Sadhana point of view also. And then third one, Namah Kapardine cha Pulastaye cha. Namaha means salutations, means or prostrations. Kapardine, two qualifications, qualities are given. All of them are two qualities are given for Shiva Bhagavan. Kapardine to him and salutations to Pulastayecha. Cha is the word A and the end in our Sanskritam. We are seeing that also. I mentioned that so many times. This Bhagavad Gita also, that cha word comes. In Lalita Sahasranama, we do not see this word cha. So that's why Kapardine cha, A and the end, salutations again, that Namaha continues. Kapardine cha means this is the form is given. Form means Saguna Brahma Upasana. That way mind can stay focused. That is how our scriptures go. Then our mind can stay focused. Mind needs support. Then only it can stay at the place. Then only it can contemplate. That is why we say Jata Juta Dhari. Kapardine means same meaning. Even mother has this Kapardine meaning. In Lalita Sahasranamam also. Even Mahishasura Mardini we chant Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute. Ramya Kapardini, beautiful, have the beautiful hair. Jata Juta means a knotted hair, beautiful. This Kapad, it means whenever we think about this one, that he takes out the knot of our heart and knot of our Janana Marana means birth and death cycle. He removes all that knots. That is what Kapardine means. And Pulastaye, in Sanskritam, there is no difference between Lakaram, La and Ra. Purastaye or Pulastaye, there is no difference. So same thing, Va and Ba, there is no difference. That's why some people, Vani, the name, they call Bani. The same meaning. According to Sanskritam, there is no difference. Now, La means Ra. Let us say if we take the Purastaye means he is in front of me. Whatever I see, that manifested world is nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. And then whenever we open eyes, we see only our world. Wherever we are, that world we see. That is nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. And we see our thoughts, means they are all subtle. That also Rudra Bhagavan. So everything is Rudra Bhagavan. Then he comes in front of bhaktas, devotees, to protect them, to give whatever they want, whatever they ask for. Because that is why Bhagavan is Bhakta Sulabhudu. He comes, we can please him very easily. That is why he is called Ashutoshudu. That's why we do Abhishekam with water. He is pleased. Only with water. We do not do with so many dravyas or materials. That is why our Rishis say, Shiva Abhisheka Priyaha, Vishnuhu Alankara Priyaha. And that's why when we go to Vishnu Bhagavan's temple, we see so beautiful decoration, Murti, Alankaram. And a lot of good prasadam is also there. Beautiful, like a chakra pongali, and then pulihora, nice prasadas also come. So that's what Bhakta, he is very easy to please. Bhakta Sulabhudum. So that is what a third mantra. And then now again, one more meaning is Kapar Dine, is Ka means water. Then prove, according to this is Sanskrit rule, is Pushti Tattvam. Pushti means fullness, wholesome thinking, fullness. And Da means Datrutvam, Kapar Dine, that Da is there. Datrutvam means give away. He giver of fullness, means not lacking in anything, abundance. That thought, that feeling, that experience comes to us. I have enough. Enough is enough. That feeling comes to devotees. That is also called Kapardini. So we have seen elaborately. Now we'll go to the fourth one. We are in 9th Anuvakam. This one has 19 mantras. Fourth one is Namo Goshtya Cha Gruhya Cha. Namaha, again salutations or prostrations unto him. Again, two qualities or qualifications are given. One is Goshtya Cha. Next, Gruhya Cha. Goshtya means whoever resides in Goshala, means wherever the cows are kept, the house for cows. That's what Goshtya. And Gruhyaya means wherever people are living, all children, grandchildren, wherever houses. That is what Gruhyaya Cha. Both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. Means again, see, in olden days, everybody used to have Goshala. Even they used to drink the milk from cows and then use the ghee and then yogurt, everything from that cows. Like nowadays, how we get the like a dog house or dogs, like a pet animals. In the same way, they used to have cow as their pet. They used to keep the cow. Everybody, almost all, everybody used to have. So that's why Goshtya Cha. Go again means so many meanings are there, but we will see some of them. Go means common meaning is cow, everybody knows. And then go means Earth, Bhumi. He is also in there. Earth is also nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. And then our Indriyas means organs of perception. Whatever we see through our organs, like eyes, nose, ear, see and experiences, skin, and then tongue, all of them. All the Indriyas, organs of perception and organs of action. Both of them are nothing but go. Go again, mind is also one Indriyam. That is why Ekadasha Rudram means all should be good. That is why 11 times we chant Rudram. And then go means again Vedam. Ruk, Yaju, Sama, Adharvana Vedas. 4 Vedas are also mentioned go. All of them are is Rudra Bhagavan. And then Surya Kirana means a rays of sun god's rays. So they are also go. All these meanings are there. And Gruhyaya Cha means all our houses, wherever we keep the money, jewelry, all wealth, and then we keep the people, people reside. That is why whenever we chant Rudram, it is not a house, it is a home, welcoming everybody. The gods are residing there. Rudra Bhagavan means all gods will follow wherever Rudra Bhagavan is. So that is what the fourth mantra is talking about. Namo Goshtya Cha Gruhyaya Cha. Now, see, this is why nothing is low or nothing high in Rudra Bhagavan's eyes. That is why we saw in previous Anuvakam too. Seshpam means the small blade of grass. He is there. And then Penam means the froth. That's where Rudra Bhagavan is there. We saw, means Alpa Prani, short-lived ones. Froth, how long does it stay? Only short time. Even we get the coffee also with froth. How long does it take? Even while we are drinking coffee, the froth will go away. That's mean Alpa Prani. That also Rudra Bhagavan. Sikata, we have seen that Sikatya Yacha, that is smallest particle of Isuka, the sand. And Pravahya means so many great big Pravaham, means the flowing water. Here we have seen Irinyaya, means all the where there is no Shakti, energy, nothing grows there. Then Prapadha means whatever is greatest, people walked. And then Kimshilaya means pebbles, that also Rudra Bhagavan. And Kshayanaya means whoever is perishing, that is also Rudra Bhagavan. That is how even elaborately they are giving. This is a beautiful way to really get connection with the universe or with the world. So now, fifth one. Namastalpyaya cha gehyaya cha. Now, Namaha again, salutations or prostrations unto him, two qualities. Talpyaya cha, gehyaya cha. Talpam means, this one is like a bed. Talpam we call. Bed means here, see, when we sleep well only, we feel relaxed. Then we say, I'm rested very well. Then we feel peaceful and happy and rejuvenated, energetic when we sleep better. That also Rudra Bhagavan's Anugraham, grace is there. Some people say, I cannot sleep. Then there is no Bhagavan's grace there. Nidra is also great, not at satsangs, but when we are sleeping at night, to get a good sleep is also God's grace. That is why that is a Sukhanik Pratika, means this is the representation of like a comfort. Sukham means the happiness. That's what it is. So that's why bed is also Shiva Mangalam. That is why, dead body, we do not keep on the bed. We put them on the floor because it is not Shivam, it is become Shavam. Means auspiciousness is gone, that Shivam is gone. That's what it is. That is why people will say, in the sleep, they are gone. This person is gone. We hear this so many times. So that's why our life is nothing but Shiva Bhagavan, auspicious. We are alive means we are auspicious. That is why nobody touches a dead body and people get scared also. Bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye. Shankaracharya writes in Bhajagovindam. So that's why Talpyaya cha. And Gehyaya cha means let us say huts, and not huts like big mansions. Mansions representation of Unnata Dasha means highest level. Like let us say in sadhana also, even anywhere, in material way, in knowledge or position or power, anyway, in their highest stage. So that is what Gehyaya. So that is why it is both of them. Talpam in bed and then mansions. Both places are mentioned. Namastalpyaya cha gehyaya cha. Now, sixth one, we are entering in the same Anuvakam. It is ninth Anuvakam, 19 mantras are there, and sixth mantra we are entering. Namah Kajyaya cha Gahvareshtaya cha. Namaha again, prostrations or salutations. Because this is called Namakam. Namaha will come. Slowly we are approaching to Chamakam section. Before that, we are all appreciating or getting connected with Rudra Bhagavan. That is why whatever we see, Namaha, Namaskaram. Kachaya cha Gahvareshtaya cha. Both of them are mentioned, two qualities. Kachaya means wherever there is thorns or very difficult paths, difficult places, that is Rudra Bhagavan is there. See, some of them we cannot enter. Actually, in a way, it is good. Bhagavan made that. Otherwise, a man or people will enter into everything and then make everything, destroy everything, make like a tourist places. That is good. Bhagavan kept some places for animals and then the insects and birds. So that is why people cannot enter. Wherever there is, we call Mulla Kampa, wherever thorns are difficult places. That is what Kachayasha means. So that is hard places. So that is, like for example, Gulabi, rose, beautiful to see, so many colors, but it has thorns. So that is why Kachayasha. In the same way, in our experiences also, some of them are very difficult experiences people go through. Nobody can help except Rudra Bhagavan. He is the only one who can take it out. That is why we always have to depend on Bhagavan, not on people. Some extent people can help, but not with Mule Kuthare all the way. People cannot do because they are limited people. They have the limited capacity also. Only Guru and Bhagavan can do. That is why there is no difference between Guru and Bhagavan. That is why we chant Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Guru is nothing but that's Parabrahma, Paramatma Tattvam. So that is why Kachyayacha and Gahvareshtayacha. Gahva means Guha. Like so even in the Parvatas, when we usually these are all caves. We see them in the mountains. That is why in Kailash mountain has so many these caves are there. So many Mahatmas have done meditation. In those places are also Bhagavan is there. Who is protecting them? Rudra Bhagavan. So many animals live there. So many frogs. Who is supporting them? Rudra Bhagavan. In that Guha. Even Ramana Maharshi, Virupaksha cave, we see when we go to Arunachalam, we can see that. Who gave him support? Nothing but Arunachaleshwara, Rudra Bhagavan, Shiva Bhagavan. Aruna Achala. Aruna means red color. That is nothing but mother. Achala means a representation of Shiva Bhagavan, where there is no movement. Achalam. Both of them together is that Parvatam Giri, Giri Pradakshanam we call. So that is what Gahvareshtaya, that caves. That's why nobody can enter. That is where nobody can enter. Rudra Bhagavan can go, enter in those places and take care of them. That is what it is. And then seventh one, Namo Hradaya Yacha Niveshtya Yacha. Again, Namaha means salutations or prostrations unto him. Two qualities or qualifications are given. Hradayaya Niveshtyayacha. Hradayaya means the water where there is like a depth, in-depth water. That is what Hradam means. Agadha Jalam. Agadhama Ujala Nidhilona Animutya Munnatule. Like that they say, all the way in the depth water only we can see. Animutya means like a shell, worth pearl. Beautiful, great, most gracious, most beautiful pearls are all the way in the bottom. In the same way, Hradam means our nothing but our heart. Nothing is much more depth or low to compared to anything. Our heart. If we go deep or depth in our heart, we can feel Rudra Bhagavan. That Animutyam is nothing but Shiva. But we need to do Antarmukha Samarajya, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Just now, this 2 weeks ago, we have done in Lalita Sahasranamam. When we go in depth or in a inward U-turn, then only we can experience. That is what Hradam, Hradayaya, that nothing but our Hrudayam. And then Niveshpyayacha, that is Manchu Niru, means wherever snow melts, that is what like a snow water, like a cold water, whatever flows. Water means flowing, always flowing, like a mental expansion. Everything has to expand and flow. Wherever there is flow, there is no stagnation. Means we don't have the residue. Everything has to flow. Our knowledge has to flow. Our money has to flow. and our everything, even some things in our blood has to flow, our thoughts have to flow. That way, nothing stays, nothing sticks like vasanas. That is what Niveshpyayacha. This is talking about Jalatattvam, water. So we are seeing the sadhana point too. That's how we can progress in our life. In our sadhana means in our practices. So that is what this mantra is talking about. That is why even we saw that guha means, see, Shivananda Lahari, the Shankaracharya write a beautiful shloka. He tells Shiva Bhagavan, "Oh Shiva, you are walking in Kailasa mountain in cold waters and then in the rocks. I know why you are doing that. You know why, Bhagavan? Someday or other, you are going to enter into my heart. I know my heart is like a rock, solid. And then because you need to walk in my heart, you are practicing in the Kailasa mountain. But when you enter, all of them will go away. It melts away. It becomes like a water. So that is what he writes a beautiful shloka. In the same way, here also, when we enter into Rudra Bhagavan, Rudram, our hearts melt away. Until then, it becomes like a cave, like a hardened mind, where there are no experiences or feelings or, good thoughts. So this is what this mantra is talking about. Seventh one. Namo Hradayaya cha Niveshpyaya cha. Now eighth one. Namah Pagum Savyaya cha Rajasyaya cha. Namaha again, salutations or prostrations unto him. Pam Savyayacha, that gum is the word Vedic terminology that comes again lot of times in Rudram. We saw Kigum Shilayacha, Shilayacha there also. Here also Pagum Savyayacha means Pam Savyayacha, means Pam Shuvu again, the atoms, Paramanu. In that also, that is subtlest. That is also nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. In Kathopanishad talks about in the smallest of small and the biggest of big. Both of them is nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. That is why we say the big, B-I-G. The Vedantins call as Brahman. So that's what subtlest portion. And then Dhuli, Rajasya, Raja means Dhuli, the dust, dirt. People say dust allergy, dirt allergy. When we pray to Rudra Bhagavan, he will take out all the allergies. In a Vata, Pitta, Kapha, everything will be gone. Of course, in these days, we need to take our medicine, and medicine will help because we do not have that much purity to trust Bhagavan or to have the 100% faith. Olden days, they used to chant and no dust, nothing, everything will go away because that much faith they have, that much conviction they have, and that much Bhagavan will take care of me. That idea, that thought is there with them. So that is what Dhuli means. Dust particle also you, oh Bhagavan. So many dust particles are in the air. We cannot see. But when the sun rays falls on that, we can see them. With our naked eye, we cannot see. See, when you see, I am observing, when you get the sun, when you are cleaning the house or wherever there is dust, the dust particle will go up. Then you can see, then you realize how much dust is there. Or when we use with a cloth and do then they will come up. But we can see when there are sun rays. Same way, in the air, so much dirt is there. When we talk about this, I will remember two things. One is Saundarya Lahari. That is again, the Shankaracharya writes beautiful shloka. Says, Taniyam sampamsum tavacharana pankeruha bhavam virinchi sanchinvan virachayati lokana vikalam. She says, oh mother, taking this dust from your lotus feet, Brahmaji is able to create this world without any problem. Vishnu Bhagavan is able to sustenance, doing the sustenance power, Sthitikarakudu. He is doing effortlessly. Even Rudra Bhagavan, he's taking the dust from your lotus feet and then keeping on your whole body, and then he's able to do the dissolution, layakara, because of this lotus feet, the dust from your lotus feet, oh mother. In the same way, all of us know Tulasidas same thing. Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja, the Rajasya Yacha Saroja Raja Nijamana Mukuru Sudhari. Taking the dust from my Guru, lotus feet of my Guru's feet, my mind got purified. And then purified mind, I am writing this Hanuman Chalisa. This is nothing, a grace of my Guru. That purified dust means filled with dirt. The mind is, that is why two words are used in our Sanskritam. Prakruta Purusha, Samskruta Purusha. Prakruta Purusha means whoever is Prakriti, whoever is have the attachment to the world. That is Prakruta Purusha. Samskruta Purusha means whoever has the tuned, like purified intellect. That is what Samskruta Purusha. Where there is no dust or dirt, that mind can only see the Lord's grace or Lord's glory or Lord's vibhuti or mahatyam. So that is how Tulasidas says. Because of that, I am able to do the Hanuman Chalisa. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I think the dust particle also entered into my nose. It looks like we are talking about the dust. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now ninth one. Namah Sushtyaya cha Harityaya cha. Namaha, salutations or prostrations unto him. Who Sushtyaya cha Harityaya cha. Sushtyaya cha means, even we hear the word Sushkinchi Poyadu. Whenever people get sick, they say they come down in the weight wise and everything. We hear our Endipota means dried up. That is called Sushkam. Means dried up plant or dried up tree. That is our dried up wood. When it's dried, we call wood. So that is what dried, Sushkyaya cha. And then Harityaya cha means the green trees. Both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. That is why we hear the word Harita Haram. Means they always plant, like a slogan we hear, whether they plant tree or not, we hear the slogan, like plant a tree, save a tree, all that. Actually, whoever does not hold the slogan, they will plant a tree and protect the tree because they know the value. So most of the time, that's what happens. So Haritya means green trees. Means beautiful, wherever there is like a calf and cows, all of them. Wherever everything is conducive and positivity and beautiful. That is what Haritya means. That is why Namah Sushkyaya cha Harityaya cha. And now 11th one. Namo Lopyaya Cholapyaya cha. Lopyaya cha Cholapyaya cha. Namaha, again salutations or prostrations unto him, to whom Vulapyaya cha. And then Lopyaya cha, Vulapyaya cha. Both of them are given. Lopyaya means wherever there is no grass, even grass cannot come. Means Savitinela again. Wherever there is filled with, it may not be the desert, but where there are no vegetation, like no water, and see, we hear that word, nothing can grow here, nothing comes up. That's what Lopyaya means. And Chola cha Vulapyaya again. That means where there is wild grass grows. That's those places. All the wild flowers, wild animals, they just grow. They may not need any water or anything. Only whatever the rain water, they can survive. Both places. That is why I was telling you in the beginning itself, where opposites and then everything, both of them. We are seeing, see, like before a dried up tree, and then filled with leaves. Both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. Here also, wherever there is no blade of grass, and then wild trees, wherever the wildness is there, that is also Rudra Bhagavan. We call Rellu Gaddi. That's what it is. Both of them means hard, inaccessible places. Kathina sthalas, inaccessible places. Both of them are Rudra Bhagavan. That is why Rudra Bhagavan bears snakes and keep the ashes where nobody wants them. Snakes, everybody runs away. He keeps them as ornaments. And then ash, the ash, whatever, when the dead body burns, that ashes, nobody wants to touch. We do not even bring it to home. We keep it outside. As long as the person is alive, he is with us. And whether it's father, mother, anybody, our own children, we keep it outside, even the ashes too. See, that Shiva Bhagavan takes it. Even cemetery ground, everybody leaves, immediate family, beautiful shloka is also there. Everybody leaves except Rudra Bhagavan. He's the one taking care of that soul and chant mantra in their, let him go into the higher fields or whatever fields that Jiva is going, whatever path he is going. That is why Prapadjaya, he makes that soul like peaceful, the journey, whatever path he is taking according to his actions of his own karma phalas. So that is what this nobody enters, nobody takes. That's where Rudra Bhagavan is. That's how Rudram goes. Namo Lopyaya Cholapyaya cha. 11th one, Nama Bhuryaya cha Surmyaya cha. Again, Namaha, salutations or prostrations unto Urvi, and then Su Urmi. Urvi, Su Urmi. Urvi means earth. Antaryami, in the earth, everything inside the earth, in and through in earth, nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. That is why earth is able to give so much for us. And Su Urmi. Urmi means waves. Su means beautiful, good. Su Urmi. Both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. So that's what this 11th one is talking about. Antaryamitvam, indweller of everything. Nama Urvyaya cha Surmyaya cha. This one we have to be careful. Urvyaya cha Surmyaya cha. Makaram, Bakaram. That's what only difference. Surmi, Urvi. Urvi means earth. Urmi means waves, tarangas, whatever comes in oceans. Both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. So now 12th one we are entering. Namah Parnyaya cha Parnashadhyaya cha. Again, Namaha, salutations or prostrations unto him. Parnyaya, Parnashadhyaya. Two qualities are given. Parnyaya means leaves. Wherever there are leaves, you all know whatever is. That is why mother name is Aparna. Parna means leaf. Aparna means where mother did not take the leaves. That's how she did the tapas for Rudra Bhagavan, Shiva Bhagavan. That is how she got the name Aparna. Before going to tapas, her mother said, no, do not go. And then while doing tapas, mother got the name Aparna. So that is why Parnyaya means wherever there is the leaves, that is Rudra Bhagavan. Why this, Parnam, that word got, that word, according to Sanskrit, there is Sanskritam is most beautiful language. This is Deva Bhasha. See, once we understand, we know, we really appreciate. That's why they give in like a small format, capsule format. See, the etymology is given Piparti Vrukshamiti Parnam. Parnam, the leaf, how it got name is because it is staying on the trees. That is why that Parnam word came. Because it depends on the position and place. That's how they gave the name. Because it is staying on the tree, the leaf got the name Parnam. Hey, how nice it is. That's why Parnashadhyaya means Parnyaya means green leaves, and then Parnashadhyaya means dry leaves. Like in fall season, we see those dry is what both of them are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan. That is why even leaves, Ayurvedam, they use a lot of leaves like Tulasi leaf, Munaga leaf, all of them. So that is why we drink so many varieties of green tea, the mint tea, all those. That's why, because that's where leaves are nothing but Rudra Bhagavan, Voshadhis. That is what Namah Parnyaya cha Parnashajjaya cha varieties are given. Now, 13th one. Namo Paguramanaya cha Bhignate cha. Namaha, again salutations or prostrations unto him who Apaguramanaya. That is what it is. And then Acha means again Namaha to Abhignate cha. Apaguramanaya means whoever is holding the weapons. Means Trishulam, Pinakam, all that, Dhanu, bow and arrow, that to that Rudra Bhagavan. With those, what does he do? He destroys all these negative tendencies, people, or whoever is behaving wrongly, whoever is opposing the dharmam, righteousness. That is why he is holding them. With that, he will really kind of punish them. That is what it is. Dharma Shatrus. For them only he will punish. That is why Sri Krishna says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. See, I am in everybody equally. I do not have any hatred or loving on anybody. Only see, like for example, like mother always loves her children. Why she hits them or punishes them or time out? Because to straighten the child requires that moment. Not that she does not like that child. So the same way Bhagavan is also like that. That is how he gives these experiences. And then whoever is opposing our sadhana, he will take care of them. So that is why he's both of them. He's holding these weapons and then he will destroy all the enemies. Namo Paguramanaya cha Bhignate cha. 14th one. Nama Akhidate cha Prakhidate cha. Namaha, again salutations or prostrations unto Akhidate, means whoever. Akrosham means giving, whenever we have a little bit difficulties or hardship, we say, hey Rudra, hey Bhagavan, we yell at Bhagavan. And Prakhidate cha means prakrushta difficulties. Prakhidita means a lot of difficulties, lot of hardship. Both of them, little bit hardship or big hardships, both of them. At that time, Namaha means he will take care of it. Whenever we chant Rudram, make sure everything goes conducively, smoothly. Not that we do not get experiences. We will, but we know how to deal with them, how to really take care of them, not to react. So that is what it is. That's why opposites, little bit and big one, both of them, he will take care of. That is why we have 11 Rudras. Names are also given. I will just give you the names. It is good to hear the names also. Veerabhadra, Sharvudu, Girishudu, Ajaikapadudu, Ahirbadjudu, Badhnudu, Pinaki, Sthanuvu, Pashupati, Bhavudu, Vugrudu, Tvishampati. All of them are 11 Rudras. They are always protecting us, giving and taking care of. That way we will grow. That is why we need to grow in our experiences. Until then, the experiences are repeated. There might be something we need to learn. That awareness brings us, awareness comes onto us. That is why we do Shashti Purti, 60 years. What is that? Ugra Radha. There is a Rudra Bhagavan is there. That is why they say 40. Here also down the hill, some word they use, right? In the same way for us too, 60 years going down in everywhere, physical, mental, intellectual level, spiritual sadhana, everything. That is why they do Shashti Purti. That is why they do this Ugra Radha Shanti. Means may that God will take care of us. Make that God protect us. That is why they do all this. For us, they combined with rituals, because we are invoking the God's positive energy there. That is why we kind of give the nice livelihood for other people too. We buy materials, shops are really perishing, not perishing, sustaining, and even people, priests, a temple, everybody is, we are all interconnected and interdependent. That is why they know how to take care of the society. That is why our rishis combined everything with rituals. That is why rituals are very important in our living. It's not separate, together. We may understand, we may not understand the meaning. That is why we are seeing wherever it is applicable, I'm giving you the meaning. That is the reason we do the 60th birthday, the Ugra Radha Shanti, that the Rudra will protect us, make sure everything goes smoothly. And then, like I said, materials are also, we are buying, supporting the economy, supporting the system. See, that's an important point. Supporting the priests and cooks, everybody, and everybody will come and enjoy and see that homam. Everybody will get rejuvenated. That is what our culture is. How beautiful it is if we go in deeper. So now that is what 14th. Nama akidate cha prakhidate cha. Now 15th one. Namo va kirikebhyo devanagam hriday devanam hridayebhyaha. Namaha, again, salutations or prostrations to kirikebhyaha, means whoever gives all the dhanam, dhanam agnir, dhanam vayu, dhanam indro, dhanam bruhaspatihi, everything is dhanam, is wealth, positivity, all the energies. Eye is able to see, that is a dhanam. Not only the wealth, money, ear is able to hear, that is dhanam, that is big wealth. Health is wealth. And then, we are able to speak, that is dhanam. Everything we are able to understand is the discrimination capacity. Everything is dhanam. That means gives away to everybody. But depends, a seeker can realize this strength is coming from Rudra Bhagavan. Normal people may not realize that this is coming from Rudra Bhagavan. They might attribute to something else. But the devotees can give the credit to Rudra. That is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. So that's what the universe gave to me. It's not my strength. They do not take the ownership. Normal people may take ownership, and then that boosts the ego. So that's what Kirikebhyo means, giver of all the wealth. And then Devanam Hridayebhyaha means whoever is loving to, means Devas also like those people, devotees, bhaktas. It means Devas means all positive forces, positive energies. Like they all like them. To them, Bhagavan gives. Like we said, like for example, sunshine is sun gives a shine to everybody. If we close our windows, we will not be able to see. If we open our windows, we can see the sunrise or sunshine. In the same way, open heart, we can see everything, Rudra's grace. That is what it is. And then that's why when we chant Rudram, all devatas are in there, in Rudram. All devatas will protect us, help us in this path, moving forward. This is what 15th one. Namo vah kirikebhyo devanam hridayebhyaha. 16th one. Namo vikshinakebhyaha. Now they are all, we'll take it separately now, each one. Namo vikshinakebhyaha. Namaha means salutations or prostration. Here, Shatrunasanam means whatever is bothering us, that will get destroyed. Who is that? But he is a Shiva Bhagavan is a Kshinam. Vikshinam means he is never perishes. He is always there. Whatever has to go away, has to go away. Whether all the negativities have to go away. So that is what Vikshinakebhya means. Vikshina Kudu means he is the leader for all the papatmas, sinful tendencies people. He is the leader, means he will take care of them. Leader will guide them, means negativities will go away. That is how we need to take it. 17th one, Namo Vichinvat Kebhyaha means Vichinvat means Achinoti, collects all the sampadas, positivity, and giving to devotees. means a fulfiller of all desires of the devotees. And another one is, without thinking, he destroys all the enemies, takes care of all the with really destroying them, and then take care of the devotees with positivity, giving more in their sadhana or whatever it is, day-to-day life, or whatever the devotees need, both he will give. So that's what Namo Vichinvetkebhyam. And then 18th one, Nama Anirhatebhyam. Then how he destroys, people might have doubt. Mule Kutare again, Nissesham, without any residue, destroys everything. That is what Anirhatebhyaha, with fully 100%. See how beautiful it is. He will not leave any residue or any part. All the negativities or any wrong thoughts or wrong deeds, everything he will take it away. That is what Anirhatebhyaha. Then 19th one, this is the last mantram in this 9th Anuvakam. Nama Amivatkebhyaham. This is how his form is described. All the sthula means whatever is gross and subtle, both of them are mentioned. Here Paramanu means subtle. Here gross is mentioned, means sthulam. Whatever is we see. That is why we hear, sinful tendencies, people we hear with the gross form, if we want to say, they get the income tax, ride attack. These are the examples. We hear that. They all of a sudden income tax people came and they had the ride in the house. I mean, they took out everything and a loss in their stocks. They invest in so many things and they will go down. This is the sthulam, gross, whatever we can see. In that format, he will take it away. See, subtle means he will take out in the mind level, which nobody can see. So that is what Amivatkebhyaha. This is basically in gross sthulam form. Whatever is we can see, we think sometimes, oh my God, great devotees are suffering, or great devotees are losing everything. Oh, he's a great devotee, great knowledgeable. But the interesting thing is, we do not know our karmas. We do not know our jiva, what went through in previous lives, what he has done, or she. The jiva, we do not know. Bhagavan knows. Bhagavan knows when to give, when not to give, when to take it out also. So that is why the Amivatkebhyaha, it might look like devotees are losing everything. But that whatever is residue, he's taking it now. So whatever is, everything is only for our good only. That is what thought we need to develop. We do not know what kind of karma phalas, results of our action in our storage. Sanchita karma it is called. Bhagavan has everything all record. So that's why everything, Ghoram, Aghoram, both of them, he knows. So this is the beautiful section we are seeing in meaning, and then sadhana point. Elaborately we have seen all 19 mantras we have seen, and now I'm going to conclude. Namaste astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trayambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagni Kalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Sriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.